NFL season is back in about 2 days. Top 5 most underrated quarterbacks going into this season. Let's get into it. Number 1, I have Brock Purdy. Now, the reason I have Brock Purdy, I was somewhat influenced by rewatching Super Bowl 58 today, but honestly, he makes really good throws when you least expect him to. He does overthrow on some easy passes. He has surprisingly good scrambling ability and can even throw on the run, much better than you would expect him to from just looking at the guy. If you just look at that kind of pass on screen, he kind of does like a little back fade, kind of throws it over. He has a really nice touch on the ball that, unless you're really paying close attention to the game, you really wouldn't notice. You're not going to see that from highlights because a lot of times he doesn't really make crazy plays, but there are times like that where he will make the play running. There's a defender in his face, and overall Brock Purdy has a lot of potential. Like I said, I was rewatching Super Bowl 58 today, and I was genuinely impressed by some of these throws he was making. He did finish Super Bowl 58 going 23 of 38 on his passes for 255 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 turnovers. And for those reasons, I think Brock Purdy is the most underrated quarterback going into 2024. Now at number 2, I have Bryce Young. Now, he did struggle a little bit last year. He did have a rough rookie season. Many people were quick to write him off, but I don't think he's writing back. If you know, you know. This season, he gets a new head coach in Dave Canales and new weapons at wide receiver, including Deontay Johnson and Xavier Legette. Deontay Johnson had 700 yards last season, and Xavier Legette got 1,200 in his last season of college, and was drafted with the final pick of the first round of this year's draft. It's kind of disrespectful. If you Google him, it shows his college stats, and it says super senior in big letters. I don't know why they did bro dirty like that, but they did. Bro's kind of like me, bro, repping the super senior gang. Anyways, so because of these new additions, I think Bryce Young and this Carolina offense really have a chance to make something happen. Maybe not right away. Maybe this season will be a bit more of a step towards the right direction. Maybe a little bit of growing pains, letting these new receivers develop. But at the end of the day, I think these new receivers are going to help Bryce Young develop, and they're going to feed off each other and help each other grow. And overall, the Panthers are making steps in the right direction. Bryce Young could definitely prove the haters wrong this season. At number 3, and coincidentally he is also 3 feet tall, Kyler Murray. He did only play in 8 games last season because he did suffer a knee injury, but he is now good and ready to go for week 1. I felt like a lot of people forgot how good he is, not only because we haven't seen him in a little bit, but because there was this whole narrative that he spends more time in Fortnite and Warzone than he does in the playbook. And honestly, that's BS, bro. You don't think Kyler Murray is in the film room? He's super athletic. Obviously, he can probably get away on some Johnny Manziel in college type shit, where he can get away with not studying as much. But dude, these offenses are so complex. There's so many moving pieces, so many parts to it. He has to study, bro. So I think all that is just a bunch of nonsense. I think Kyler Murray is going to come back this season and show everybody why he is K1, baby. All right, let's be real for a second. Kyler Murray has been distracted. He has streamed games, Warzone, but he does have a new wide receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr., who should easily be able to put up over 1,000 yards a season. And I think Kyler Murray is going to come back absolutely balling, and he's going to make the haters eat their words. At number 4, I have Jacoby Brissett. Now, I was kind of surprised when he was named the starter over rookie Drake May, but it honestly makes sense the more you think about it. Why risk potential for your star rookie quarterback? Yeah, he's not a star yet, but he's going to be a star soon, I promise that. Why risk potential for him to get hurt when the team is nowhere near where it needs to be? And he can also use that year to develop. He can sit behind Jacoby Brissett, who is at this point a veteran in the league. He has been around for what seems like forever, and honestly, he can use that to his advantage. Last time Brissett was a starter was in 2022. Motherfucker. Last time Jacoby Brissett was a starter was in 2022 when he was with the Cleveland Browns, and that was when Deshaun Watson was too busy getting a massage. As a starter, Jacoby Brissett was somewhat mid. He was nothing great, but not terrible. He was able to make throws, and at the end of the season, he had a... Well, that was actually a good play right there. End of the season, he had a passer rating of 88.9 with 2,600 yards, 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, all in 16 games. In 2022, Deshaun Watson played 6 games before Brissett came in. He completed 99 of 170 pass attempts, put up 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions for a rating of 79.1. So honestly, Brissett was a little more efficient than Watson, and I think he'll keep that same trend in the Patriots, mainly because he's been around forever, and also he's going to be throwing a lot of short passes, somewhat stat padding. And the reason I say that is because Patriots really have no deep threats down the field, so that is also another reason Drake May is starting. I don't think they have the receivers receivers they want yet. Although Patriots really never had great receivers. They got like random Walmart cashiers. But that's besides the point. Jacoby Brissett, I think, is underrated going into 2024. Now at number 5, we have Dak Prescott. Why is Dak Prescott underrated? He's always one of the top stat leaders in the NFL in terms of quarterback stats. I understand, but he always loses in the postseason. And I feel like for that reason, he never really gets the respect that I don't want to say deserves, but the respect that he somewhat deserves. I don't know, maybe I'm a salty Giants fan, I don't know, bro. But yeah, it seems like he's always very consistent. He did throw for 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 9 picks last season. I think this year will be very similar, especially considering CeeDee Lamb just signed a major extension, so he should put up his yards as well. I still don't see Dak Prescott winning a Super Bowl, at least not in Dallas. God, I hope not. I will probably rip my eyeballs out if I had to witness that. Maybe I'm a biased Giants fan, but I feel like Dak Prescott's a little underrated. I'm not gonna lie. At least if we're talking about regular season, he's definitely a little bit underrated. There are a couple quarterbacks I did not make this list, but are honorable mentions, such as Jared Goff, Daniel Jones to some extent. I'm not gonna lie. Daniel Jones is at the point where people can say his name and immediately just think of the name and just think of trash. They don't even think of any plays. They just hear the name, and it's just such a strong stigma at this point that you hear Daniel Jones and just associate it with garbage. I don't understand. It's kind of crazy. He's really not as bad as people make him seem. Yes, he's not great, but he's really not as bad. I'm getting off topic though. Let me know who you guys think is underrated. Who do you guys think is overrated? Let me know in the comments down below. I did rank the top 10 quarterbacks going into next season in my last video. I'll put it up on screen. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like, vote, and subscribe if you want more content just like this. And other than that, my name is Noah, and I'm out. Peace.